Welcome, dearly beloved chosen ones. When everyone agrees with what's being said about you, consider it filtered. Let that thought linger, because right now, some proclaim you're a miracle walking the earth, while others believe you're the favorite of darkness. Wild, isn't it? Here's the twist. They're all talking about the same you. This isn't a glitch. It's divine intention. Psychologists tell us we don't see individuals as they truly are. We view them through the lens of who we are. So when such polarizing perspectives converge around your name, it signifies you've become something few can handle, an unfiltered mirror, a truth uncontained, a soul so raw that people either heal in its presence or hide from it. Let's be real. Some couldn't decide if they wanted to love you, dethrone you, or diagnose you. One moment they're praying for you, the next they're preying on you. So buckle up, because in this video, we're unveiling why people act as if they've unearthed two disparate versions of you. Spoiler alert, you didn't change, their masks did. Let's delve in deeper. Number 1. They're not perceiving you, but rather the reflection you unknowingly cast. This mirror uncovers all they wish to deny about themselves. That's why perceptions of you are inconsistent. It's less about you and more about the aspects of themselves you unconsciously reveal. To those who are self-aware, healed, or honest about their imperfections, you're invigorating. You serve as a reminder of their potential if they cease pretending. You inspire them. Your resilience is seen as true strength, and they're drawn to your depth, proving that authenticity is possible in a world of facades. However, for those wrapped in illusions and status games, you're a walking threat. You make them uneasy. They'll label you as too intense, excessive, arrogant, or however they need to rationalize, avoiding the self-reflection your presence provokes. You haven't erred. You've merely illuminated the hidden. People who have never exchanged genuine words with you will insist they know you, but they're reacting to the reflection, not you. Your confidence highlights their insecurities. Your honesty reveals their deceit. Your boundaries bring to light their absence. They project, crafting stories, either amplifying your flaws or idolizing your virtues, depending on which version of you helps them avoid confronting their truth. This dichotomy is why some praise you as divine, while others paint you as a deceiver, yet neither captures the full truth. You're simply you. People can only engage with the aspects of you their spirit is prepared to handle. That's the narrative they share. Frequently, it's not about you. It's about what your presence uncovers. You didn't volunteer to be a mirror, yet here you are. And not everyone is prepared to face their reflection. Number 2, you unwittingly became both their trigger and their remedy. While you were simply existing, living your truth, you inadvertently became both the catalyst and the cure, sometimes for the same person, leading to complications. People fail to realize the energy you expend merely existing when your presence challenges everything they've suppressed. Your strength reminds them of where they've compromised, your healing of their wounds, your refusal to diminish of their concessions. Thus, you become the problem, not due to any fault of your own, but because of what you inadvertently reveal about their unaddressed emotions. Here's the twist. Some of those silently criticizing you are also emulating you. They analyze your every move, not out of affection, but because you've accessed something they covet but haven't earned internally. It's a blend of envy and admiration, disdain paired with reliance, That's why some attach themselves to you, simultaneously resenting your impact. They desire the peace you fought for, but not the battles endured to achieve it. They oscillate between seeing you as a danger or divine. For some, you planted seeds of transformation they'll cherish. For others, you disrupted their comfort zone, an act they'll struggle to forgive. The reactions weren't forced by you. It was your energy's natural influence, exposing and healing. Not everyone is ready for both. People perceive you as excessive when they're lacking in their own adequacies, or they'll claim you've changed when it's their dysfunction you've outgrown. The chaos they experience in your wake isn't due to you, but their internal systems faltering because your presence bypassed their facades. You transformed into a revelation, and here's the astounding part. You're just beginning. The very presence that disturbs them now might yet become their saving grace. Number 3, your presence disrupted their power dynamics. There existed individuals who thrived on the belief that you would remain small. As long as you were unsure, quiet, playing along, their control remained intact. Your rise wasn't anticipated. The moment you recognized your worth, you disrupted a dependence they had built. It wasn't about you being problematic. It was about you withdrawing from their narrative. As you claimed your voice, healed, set boundaries, and spoke truthfully, they saw their influence wane, interpreted it as a threat, not growth. Their foundation relied on your compliance. Your evolution triggered panic, sparking erratic behavior. One moment supportive, the next passive-aggressive or distant. This isn't confusion, it's desperation as they grapple with losing their grasp on you. Your newfound independence dismantled the role they played. You didn't seek revenge or validation. Merely existing in your sovereignty upended their facade. Your journey was the upheaval. Your clarity was the collapse, a decline of an identity that only held relevance when you were absent. Your return dismantled their control, leaving them questioning their own identity. Number 4, people can't decide if you're a divine messenger or a disruptor because you reveal both. Entering a room, your presence evokes a shift, impossible to articulate, but undeniable. For some, it's liberation, a soul exposed after years unseen. For others, tension arises, inexplicable discomfort. This isn't by accident. Your energy speaks truth in its boldest form. Your unique presence offers comfort and confrontation simultaneously. You're solace to the humble, yet unbearable to the prideful. A bearer of life's truths while unveiling their dormant fears. They struggle to categorize you, sent from the heavens, or a disguised threat, a blessing or a warning. In truth, you're both. You are the examination and the educator, the lesson and the illumination. Some perceive you, and their spirit rejoices. Others meet you, and their ego recoils. This leads to confusion because you awaken hidden guilt, shame, and unprocessed pain. You challenge what they've buried, evoking projection of their discomfort upon you. Thus, you find yourself exalted by some, denounced by others, all while being the same person. This isn't contradiction, it's revelation. You expose their true essence, and not everyone can confront that depth. Your role wasn't to be universally comprehended, it was to ignite change. When you do, it feels like a spiritual purification. Some will express gratitude, others will lament your impact. Regardless, you've fulfilled your purpose. Real light doesn't merely shine, it uncovers. When people see both their beauty and their fears reflected through you, they begin to question everything. They're unable to label you because you're neither wholly heavenly nor hellish. You're the catalyst revealing both. Before we continue, if you found this message resonates, make sure to connect with God's chosen one by following and sharing your thoughts so we continue this journey together. Stay tuned as we delve further into this enlightening exploration. You're not being misinterpreted. You're being seen through the lens of others' wounds. It's their mysteries, not yours. You're not complex. You're being translated through pain, which many aren't even aware of. They're not reacting to you, but to the memories and feelings you awaken in them. That's why you can say the same words to two different people and receive completely different reactions. One may find comfort, the other threat. Identical words, identical tone, yet perceived through vastly different emotional landscapes. Some never experienced healthy confidence growing up, so when they see you standing firmly in your truth, without apology, they can't label it correctly. Their mind searches for a label and lands on arrogance. Not because you are arrogant, but because they've only known confidence as a tool of manipulation, not truth. They've seen confidence faked, exaggerated to deceive, so when they encounter the genuine article, they become wary. It's not because you're wrong, but because their emotional lexicon lacks a term for your essence. Then there's your silence. For some, it's sacred. For others, it's punitive. They perceive your peace as withdrawal because they were raised where silence meant love was absent. So your calm feels like rejection. However, it's simply you choosing not to engage with chaos. Your presence isn't perplexing. It's being filtered through individuals who haven't confronted their shadows. That's why they label you wrong, misquote your intentions, and perceive you as distant or harsh. They're viewing you through fractured perspectives, broken by wounds they haven't yet healed. You're not the distortion. It's their perception that bends the truth. The astonishing thing is that some are aware they're misunderstanding you, but would rather hold on to the narrative they've woven than face the work required to see you clearly. Recognizing your true self would force them to confront their own pain, a honesty most aren't ready to embrace. So no, you are not a mystery. You're merely reflected, projected through pains unrelated to you, and that's a truth few are ready to face, even within themselves. Some desire you to be honored, while others aim to diminish you. There are individuals who've judged you before you even uttered a word, driven not by knowledge, but by necessity to place you in a mental box. To some, you're the wise visionary, the healer, the survivor. To others, you're the fool, the failure, the troublemaker. It's not about your nature, but about how you assist them in making sense of their world. Some lift you up, not from love, but because associating with your light makes them feel inspired or spiritually enhanced. Others seek to pull you down because your presence threatens the illusion of their lives. Neither truly sees you. They respond to a version of you that provides them comfort and control. This is about control. To see you clearly would challenge everything they believe about themselves. If they accept that your path, strength, and growth are genuine, then they might question why they remain stuck, bitter, or false. To them, it's easier to critique, to downgrade, and exaggerate your imperfections, because reducing you prevents them from raising their own standards. It's astounding how people talk about you as if they've studied every nuance of your soul, when in truth, they've only grazed the surface, selectively engaging with what fits the narrative they've created. They avoid the truth because uncovering it would topple their carefully constructed self-image. Thus, while one faction may demand your honor, another insists on your denigration. Both reactions reveal more about themselves than about you. Your existence is a spiritual challenge. Your growth, your clarity, your being threaten illusions, compelling others to either evolve or react with hostility. Yet the truth is, you need not conform to anyone's version, for whether they honor or diminish you, your truth stands resolute and untouchable. You bear something that money cannot buy. When you step into spaces, your presence brings with it an authenticity they can't replicate with money or status. You didn't need to perform. Neither did you need to navigate the intricate webs of acceptance. You needed only to arrive, and in doing so, you disturbed those whose worth is external, based on looks, charm, or control. To those with soul, you feel like home. To others who've spent lives constructing facades, you are unsettling. That authenticity challenges those who don't know themselves beyond validation. You create a comfortable crisis in them. They've done everything right according to societal norms. Titles, followers, curated perfection. Yet your quiet presence seems to overshadow it all. It is not the volume of your voice, but the depth of your essence that unsettles. For what you possess cannot be duplicated, bought, or faked. It's pure spirit and unfeigned soul. They'll mock, minimize, or call you too much because they know deep down you're living a truth they haven't dared to embrace. Complete authenticity. They inhabit a realm of appearances. You exist within a realm of impact. Impact doesn't need adornment. It requires alignment, and you have that, cutting through every false front. Indeed, to those lacking soul, you are offensive, for you remind them they cannot disguise their way into significance, nor can they mimic the hallowed. You carry a timeless power, truth without motive, integrity uncostumed, that generates tension they cannot resolve. They can't endure your presence because it points to a longing to stand with you. Yet the price of the soul is surrender, a currency they have never been willing to relinquish. They keep changing their stance because you won't stay within a box. For those who are unsettled by your constant evolution, it's not that it's wrong. It's because it disrupts the narrative they've written for you without seeking your consent. They had categorized and labeled you, locking you into a role that catered to their comfort. Whether it was the underdog, the rebel, the people pleaser, or the failure. However, your transformation throws off their narrative, and now they don't know how to perceive you. One moment, they praise you. The next, they watch suspiciously. Afterwards, they subtly undermine you. Not because you're inconsistent, but because they're viewing you through a mindset never based on truth, but on possession. They were comfortable as long as you stayed within their predictable confines. When your journey took an unexpected direction, they panicked, and instead of introspection on why your growth troubles them, they alter the narrative. Now, they argue you've changed too much. Yet the truth is, they're perturbed because you outgrew a tale where they held the pen. People who crave control grapple with your evolution. They proclaim to love you, but only the version of you that remained manageable, suffocating enough to never challenge their sense of self. As soon as you stepped beyond their version, befitting their expectations, they waver, not because you erred, but because their view is tainted by fear and entitlement. You're not meant to fit someone's fantasy. You're destined to continually evolve, compelling them to decide whether to grow with you or hold on to illusions. So if they switch loyalties, let them. It reflects not your value, but their response to your freedom. You weren't born to fit into anyone's confines. You were born to shatter expectations. Your truth defies simplification. You've never been easy to encapsulate within anyone's confines, and that's why people struggle to fathom you. You're not simple, not one-dimensional, not a brief tale. Your truth exists in phases: emotional, spiritual, mental, ancestral, and attempting to confine you to a sole label will inevitably miss the bigger picture. Yet they try. Those who dwell in superficiality can't comprehend your scope. They seek sound bites, digestible pieces, because depth isn't their forte. If it can't be tweeted, condensed into a meme, or simplified, they disengage. But your life isn't a quote. It's a full, vibrant spectrum. Some days you are the healer, the seer, daydreaming of infinity. Other days you confront your own shadows, and both coexist in you. This duality doesn't make you deceptive. It makes you authentic. However, small minds cannot manage contradiction. They seek reliability. They can grasp, longing for a version of you that's always palatable, always accessible. When you reveal a different aspect, one that contradicts their understanding, they retreat and label. They reduce your being to the latest anecdote or the moment of misapprehension. They're not invested in the truth, but in maintaining a version they can command. But you aren't crafted for their sound bites. You transcend sound, a spectrum unable to be confined. That's the world of God's chosen one. Feel its power, its depth, and embrace the liberation it offers. Dare to embrace your unfolding journey, refined in truth, inspired by spirit. Join God's chosen one, and together witness the unfolding tapestry of life without the need for any worldly permission. You carry with you the legacies of those who walked before, a complex tapestry of endurance, insight, and spirit. There are those who lack depth and will oversimplify your essence, mistaking a single chapter for your entire story. Yet you, the chosen one, are meant to craft new narratives that disrupt establishments and redefine the story itself. If others fail to grasp your depth, it's not your task to shrink for their comfort. Let them linger in confusion while you continue evolving. For souls destined to make history were never meant for small talk. You were designed to unfold, not be summarized. Number 10. You unsettle the false hierarchies they venerate. Entering spaces where worth is built on illusions of significance, your presence silently illuminates the futility of those structures. Without needing approval, titles, or displays, you shift the balance, not by being confrontational, but by existing outside their schema, thriving in authenticity. Your influence is not bought, but earned through experiences, depth, and truth. This reality challenges the world addicted to images, reminding all that authenticity holds more power than any platform. Your grounded presence incites discomfort, causing people to reconsider years spent chasing insubstantial validations while you stand firm in your purpose, exuding strength without seeking applause. Your peaceful resilience shakes their norms. It's transformative and intimidating. Witnessing your truth prompts them to question their chase for illusions, awakening some to new possibilities while threatening others tied to falsehoods. You symbolize a different path, a life of integrity and power without manipulation, igniting change in some, but discomfort in others, who may react with mockery or refusal to understand. They resist not because of what you say, but because your being undermines their constructed realities. Number 11. Their confusion stems from an internal struggle, not from understanding you. When they express confusion about you, it's actually a reflection of the internal conflict they face. Your authenticity challenges their facade, unintentionally uncovering the lies they live. You are not what puzzles them. It's the mirror of truth you hold up in your presence that creates discomfort. They label you with flaws and insecurities because you trigger a fall of their egos they aren't equipped to handle. Their discomfort highlights not your character, but the mirror of authenticity they encounter with you. The real battlefield lies within themselves. Number 12. You shatter their excuses by merely existing. Your path wasn't paved with privilege or certainty, yet you rise whole despite adversities. You disrupt their narrative, built on blaming circumstances, showcasing the possibility of triumph without excuses. Your survival and clarity expose the gap between voiced desires and actual pursuits, a catalyst for inspiration to some and a threat to others who prefer the comfort of stagnation. Your existence compels a reckoning between words and actions, dismantling the shield of perpetual victimhood. Number 13. Your presence stirs either remembrance or confusion. Without seeking chaos, your frequency offers a subtle but profound impact, nudging dormant truths or triggering identity struggles. For some, you awaken an ancient self, reminding them of their own authenticity. Your existence stirs remembrance and ignites a dormant flame, requiring no overt actions. But for others, faced with the disparity between their cultivated identity and your authenticity, the encounter leads to confusion and defensive actions. It becomes a choice between embracing truth or clinging to familiarity, a rift that dictates who draws near and who retreats. Either way, your presence commands movement, underscoring your alignment and influence. Number 14. You were crafted to polarize because truth inherently is. You were not made to be universally accepted, and within, you sense this. Your essence was not designed for comfort, but to challenge, confront, and reveal. Divine truth does not coddle illusions. It demands awakening, dividing, and clarifying. When you embody your full self, the world feels the stir, answering with either acceptance or rejection. For those who resonate with your truth and journey, engage with God's chosen one. Join by sharing reflections, subscribing, and spreading upliftment through God's chosen one's divine message. As you anchor your presence in authenticity, inspiring others to embrace their own truth. There are those who feel illuminated, freed, awakened in your presence. Others may feel uneasy, threatened, or even offended. Not because you outwardly provoke, but your energy is potent, challenging illusion, demanding growth or withdrawal. You confront people with a choice: evolve or retreat, face their truth, or deflect onto you. Spiritual inertia cannot remain where you tread. You, the chosen, were never meant for widespread approval. You are not crafted for shallow consensus or societal ease. Your purpose is to upend the status quo, not to placate. You're here to forge genuine peace, one that arises only after truth cuts through chaos. So when your presence generates friction, it isn't a sign of something gone awry, but evidence that something is stirring. Some will embrace you for this reason, crediting you with clarity, freedom, vision. Others may recoil, deeming you excessive, too direct, too intense. Such is the mark of your true calling. You are designed for purpose, not popularity. You are no pleaser of the crowd. You are a breaker of molds. When you arrive, spiritual terrains shift, illusions waver, egos constrict, and destinies anchor anew. This is the impact of your alignment, the ignition of your truth. God did not call you to blend in. God called you to break through. This may mean not being everyone's choice, but you will be the one unforgettable, the catalyst for change, even silent. So let misunderstanding arise. Let them chatter. Let them distance themselves. You exist not to make all comfortable, but to awaken souls. Awakening often mimics upheaval. By now, it should be clear. Simplicity isn't your nature. You weren't crafted to be easily understood, manageable, or defined. You are intricately designed, spiritually inspired, divinely disruptive. Your very essence challenges illusions, shakes fragile identities, and exposes constructions of ego over essence. This is why opinions differ about you. Some sense you as a gift, others as a threat. Some seek your guidance, while others wish to constrain you. Their reactions reflect their internal battles, not your reality. You are being interpreted through filters you never chose. You came not to conform, but to dismantle norms. You are built to evolve, challenge systems, and maintain alignment, even at the loss of consensus. Such spiritual clarity was never intended for universal acceptance, nor will it be. You signify that truth remains unsellable, authenticity untouchable, and real strength autonomous. So permit them to change allegiances, to strive to categorize, to craft narratives for comfort. In the end, your mission is not to be comprehended, but to be undeniable. You are the reflection, the voice, the awakening, propelling others to rise or recoil. Whether in gratitude or opposition, their responses are testament to your cosmic path, your sacred mandate, your chosen destiny. Never lessen this truth. If this message resonates as an unexpected truth your spirit awaited, do not merely pass it by. Connect with God's chosen one, not for metrics, but because this realm speaks unspoken truths. Engage if you felt liberated. Share which part stirred your soul or unveiled a hidden wound. I receive and ponder these reflections. If you know someone questioning their value, identity, or journey, share this divine affirmation with them. This is not mere content. It is a guidepost, a beacon amidst the tumult. We are not cultivating followers. We are amplifying a frequency, assembling a collective of those ready to embrace truth unreservedly. So join this movement. Engage, express, connect with God's chosen one, and meet again in spirit. Until then, remember, you were not sent to be liked, but to transform spaces. Together, let us continue this bold journey. God bless you.